What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. We're back with another episode of the Valheim Let's Play. We're going to start this off right off the bat. We are going to go and attack the first boss here. So it looks like it's a good time to do that. We'll go ahead and just check our bees. Does not look like anything's going on there. Let's double check our food. It looks like we've got plenty of food. And we're going to head off. So we just need to run right out here. Right there is where we need to go. And we should be good to head right there. So let's go. Okay, before we get this started, I just want to show you guys my stats so you can see what level everything that I have is. You can see 32 in knives already. Just wild heavy on the knives. But we're just going to put that there and equip our gear. It really doesn't matter what time you come out here because he is going to make it darker during this fight anyway. We're going to stand right back here for just a second. Come over here, buddy. And we want to start with that, and maybe we can get the block in. We did. You can see this jump attack just tears through his hit points. Took a full hit there. Alright, this is going mighty fine. We'll chase him down, do some regular attacks. And he's super slow, so not too difficult. And blockable, parryable. It was interesting because when I was reading guides and looking at guides for Eikythr, everybody was cheesing him early on. And when I came out to check him out and do a little bit of testing myself, I found that one, he really doesn't hit all that hard, and two, if you got the right gear, just about everything that he does can be blocked. Like this right here, just quick block right at the end. Learn to parry in Valheim, it's very important. Don't run away. And there's the end of Eikythr right there. So we now have that. We can go place his head on the altar and be able to run further, faster, stronger. Additionally, we can now get medals, which is really what we want to do because that is the next step in our journey of leveling up and getting off this island. All right, so let's see, where's your head go, buddy? Right there. Ba-boom. Back off. Just back off. And activate the power. So we walk back up to it and we'll read it. Okay, let's go. Okay, we are back at the base. We're pretty overstocked.com right now. Let's see if we can put some things away. I think I only need one of those. And we will need some wood to craft this, so let's get some of that since I just threw all of mine in the smelter. Alright, we're going to make the antler pickaxe, 10 wood and 1 hardened antler. That'll get us into being able to harvest the different irons, metals, all those things. Bro, I'm just doing my own thing. Like, leave me alone. Nobody's bothering you. Okay, so we've got this copper node right up here that we're going to harvest. I am working on digging a trench around it. That way, if enemies show up, they can't just run up to me while I'm harvesting. This is mainly for trolls so that they have a hard time getting to me. And that way, I can kind of harvest this in peace in a way. In fact, if the troll does show up, he may help me harvest it by throwing rocks or different things like that at me, and I can dodge out of the way of those. That way it hits the copper and it gives me some damage to it. Okay, so I did work through most of the night with some interruptions, but I did get a good bit of this figured out where there's a trench around it, so we'll continue on that, and then I'll work on harvesting the actual copper node. The nice thing about trenching around it also is that it does give you an idea of where all you're going to need to mine and how big it is, and you just don't waste a whole lot of time looking at areas that don't make a lot of sense, or leaving a bunch of copper in the ground when you could just harvest it right there. Especially with how close this one is to my base, I really just want to get this whole node and hopefully be finished up with copper. Okay, I think I have most of this trench done. Should be good enough to stop any trolls from coming in it. I also know everywhere that I need to mine for this copper, and it is possible to mine underneath the copper and get it to lose stability. So we may try to do some of that, although I think this early on it might not make sense to break everything underneath it to try to get it to fall. But we'll break whatever's easy here until we get down to the bottom area and can't mine down anymore. That way, if we get lucky and have some of it fall, we'll just get lucky. So we got our first little bit of copper there. It looks like a total of 6 that we can throw in there, and we should be good to go here. We are going to go ahead and sleep through the night this time. It just makes things a lot easier if we do that. So we are moving into yet another day. Day number 11, and what we can actually do is probably upgrade our knife. Let's run outside. We'll get what items are out here. So we can now build the forge. And what does the forge cost us to build? That's going to be under crafting, and the forge is 6 copper, 4 stone, and 4 coal. So that's all things that we have lying around here. So let's just pick up some coal. Let's grab some stones, and it's not going to fit inside the base, so let's see, can we put it next to this tanning rack? We've got to be able to get to it and roof it here, but we should be able to put that right there. Let's break that so that we can have the wood, and what we'll do is just give this a quick roof across here like that. Should be plenty of roof. There we go. And we can actually build our copper knife if we get another 8 copper. So there we go. That's our next step, is the copper knife. We'll fill that back up, fill this back up, and then even though it's nasty rain out, we are going to continue to harvest that node of copper. Okay, Greydorf, you gotta go away there, buddy. There, good old buddy, old pal of mine. Now, I'm gonna be extremely surprised if we don't get a troll at some point that comes because I'm making so much noise harvesting this copper node. Now, if you decide to get crazy like I did and dig underneath the copper node, you should be able to find a place down here to set a bench. You can see I am sheltered by the copper, so I could just do my repairs right here now. You could also build a structure to do that with if you don't want to run back and forth to your base. But I just decided since it was so close, I would run back and forth until I had that area mined out. That wasn't part of the plan. It's just a happy accident with the way this node is set up. The other nice thing about working from inside out is that nothing can hit you while you're inside here, and there are, let's say, copper walls between you and the enemies. You can see a gray dwarf walking around out there, a couple of them actually, and they just can't get to me. So instead of having to stop every couple of minutes to kill gray dwarfs, I could just continue harvesting the copper. Okay, so we have enough copper smelted down to make the copper knife. We'll go ahead and do that. That's going to be a big upgrade to what we already have. So even though this is level 3, we are doing 3 to 5 slash damage and 3 to 5 pierce damage. This guy right here automatically takes us up to 6 to 9. So we're going to go ahead and equip that. We can also look at the upgrade, and it's just going to be 4 copper and 8 gray dwarf eyes. So when we get another 4 copper, we can upgrade that right away as well. You guys might be wondering why I don't have more recipes unlocked. It's because I haven't harvested any tin. And that looks like tin right there, is it? Nope, that's just a regular rock. It's hard to differentiate sometimes what is tin and what's regular rock, but there it is right there, some tin. And hopefully we have enough on our pickaxe to harvest this. No, we don't. Let's run back, run some repairs, and then we'll get that tin. That's going to unlock all the bronze equipment. So let's get that going real quick. Now with the bronze knife, I feel like we might actually be able to take on a troll should one come by without it actually glitching out or freaking out like we did before. So we're feeling a lot better. There we go. We have tin, and if we run back, throw that in the smelter, that'll give us the tin bars, which is going to unlock all the bronze stuff. So we now have enough to upgrade our knife. You can see we could pretty much two-shot the gray dwarfs at this point already. What is that, stone? Look at that fish just chilling. And that gray dwarf doesn't want any, so we'll let him swim away. But we can upgrade this knife, so let's go ahead and do that. And we need a level 2 station, which is something totally different. So we need to go into crafting. And we need fine wood and 10 copper before we can make that upgrade, because we do need a level 2 station. Okay, so our tin looks to have been smelting, so there you go. We get a whole bunch of recipes from the tin, including the cauldron, which is really good for the early game stuff. So we'll build that as soon as possible. We also get the recipe for bronze, which is going to unlock just a bunch of other recipes. So you can see it's 2 copper and 1 tin, and the butcher knife for any of your tamed pets there. Okay, so if we take the copper and the tin, we're just going to make 1 bronze here. And when we make that, we'll unlock a bunch of other recipes. You can see those there. You can also see those popping in here. So the first thing we want to go after is that bronze axe, which is 8 bronze and 2 leather scraps. So that's going to be 16 of the copper and 8 of the tin. Out on a little tin farming escapade, and have another copper node right here. I don't think we'll need it, but I am going to mark it just in case. So copper, there we go. And we'll continue looking for tin. So one thing you should be watchful for while you're running along is if there's fish that jump out onto the shore, especially while you're looking for tin because you're right along the shore. You can just pick those up if they land on the shore. Time to try our knife out on a skelly. So block and 2-shot. Nice. What do we have in this building up here? Is there a skelly spawner in here by chance? No? A chest full of greatness? No. Nothing. Just a single skeleton. Now, one thing that I picked up from somebody else was to actually mark where you've gone for tin already. That way I know that I've run all this area here all the way down and I stop mining tin there. So if I need more tin, I know I can run directly to there and pick up on that coast. Oh wow, we actually have the smallest little patch of what looks to be frost area. I wonder if we could get a wolf out of there. I hear a wolf. I don't want to get it right now, but we could set up a little spot to tame a wolf early on. We might actually have to do that. Could build something right here next to this other copper deposit. Let's go ahead and mark that on the map. Now, wolves don't transport real well on the boat, but I have a feeling we're not going to have to go too far. You can see an island off in the distance there, and that's kind of where I want to head out to when we get the chance to finally leave. And I hear a troll. Okay, so maybe we do a little bit of troll hunting here. We could use some more armor. Just have to see where he's at. Hopefully I can see him before he sees me. I heard him. Okay, so there he is there. I don't know what he's over there killing. He's murdered something. Skeleton, maybe? So you can see just how close he is to my base. If I went and started harvesting the copper right now, he would be on top of me. So I don't know what he's freaking out about. We'll give him a minute to chill out and then we'll go in for a sneak attack. Okay, he has chilled out. We're going to sneak up. We'll equip our shield right at the end, even though I'm not sure the shield will block him. So we may end up doing a bit of running from him. I'm going to wait for some stamina to regen. And we're going to hit him hard. Nice, 329 with that first hit. And there we go, just melted him. And another troll trophy. It's going to put us overweight. We could drop... Yeah, we'll drop the stone there and head back to base. Double kill. Let's see, what am I leaving behind there? Deer meat, that's important. More important than the trophy, that's for sure. There we go. Okay, we are at day number 13. Did a bunch of processing overnight. And we'll load that back up to process again. Believe we should be pretty close to being able to make all the copper, the bronze that we need. So let's make some bronze there. And that gives us 5, 6, 7. And so that gives us the 8 that we need for the new axe. We just need 2 leather scraps and we can move into the metal age. Let's see if we have those leather scraps. We do. Take 2 of those. And now we could do the bronze axe just like that. That's going to allow us to get the fine wood from the forest as well. So we'll put this back in here. And let's put some more stuff to melt. I also made 1 piece of the troll hide armor. I made the tunic, so I've now got the 2 pieces. I've got the hood and the tunic, and we'll continue to kill trolls until we have the full set. Okay, so there's not much of this copper node that's left touching the ground. We're going to see if we can get the rest of it to break out of here. You can see I've made a lot of progress, and really this is about the only place that looks to be touching the ground. So let's see if we get this guy to break out of here. We're just going to harvest this spot right here and see if it all comes down in one shot. and it did not. Let's go for the next lowest point, which is right here. And we're just going to work the low points at this point and see if we can get the rest of it to just shatter and come down. That was a pretty big chunk there. We might have... Let's see about breaking this out. Got a gray dwarf to deal with. Go away, buddy. Okay. See if we break this point out here. Just because the mesh is larger than it actually looks. So we'll break that away. Don't think I can reach that spot. Maybe? Nope. Not going to be able to reach that spot. Okay, so let's break this point here because it's pretty low. Okay, where else could it be gaining stability from? Looks good, looks good, looks good. Could be this point here. Let's see if we can hit it. So unless they've changed it and there's something that I don't know about, at some point this whole thing's just going to drop. I'm just going to continue to work on spots that I can actually touch. Can't touch it. Can I touch it from over here? No. Maybe this? No. Alright, so I went back and emptied my inventory. I am going to try to just break the edges here and work towards the center. Make a stack of those real quick. We'll pick the rest of this up. And then what we should be able to do is make a whole stack of that and pick all that up. Let's run this back to the base. Okay, I really feel like this thing should come crashing down, so we'll just continue working the edges here. We do have to be careful because we take a pretty good bit of fall damage. We fall through there. We're going to try this instead. We'll just raise the ground a little bit down here to hit this. This is the lowest spot. Instead of falling over and over again. So we're going to work on this piece right here. And there we go, finally got it all to fall in one shot. Now you could obviously go about it a bit different way if you want, but that's a lot less work than it would have been if I did it the other way. So now what I'm going to do is just stack all this stuff up near my bench. As long as I have my bench there, none of this will decay, but it's easier if we've got it all in a couple of piles. We don't have to run around and pick it all up again. Let's see, we will toss this in a second stack. And 2 trips back to the base should do it for all the copper. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about grabbing all the stone. All the copper will be plenty enough. I'm not building any stone structures out here anyway, so we should be okay just grabbing the copper. Even though it's there if I need it, if I want to come back and grab that stone, I can, because I'm leaving the bench there, so it won't decay. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button that says join on this page. Click that for details. There's 2 videos on the screen. Click one of those to watch next, and I'll meet you over there.